So far, your program does the same thing, no matter what. What if it could make decisions? If you are right, it says correct. If you are wrong, it says try again. That's an if statement. It's how every game, every app, every AI makes choices. We are going to talk about if statement. An if statement is a fork in the road. If this condition is true, do this. Otherwise, do that. Your brain does this constantly. If it's raining, take an umbrella. If you are hungry, eat. If statement gives your program that same decision-making ability. Now let's go to the Scratch and see how exactly we can write it. So let's get started with Scratch. Okay, so first of all, let's go to events and add this block over here. Then we are going to make sure that we take an input from the user first of all. So let's go in the sensing and ask the user, let's say, what language are we learning? So what language are we learning? So once we get the answer from the previous video, this block will help you to take the input from the user, and later on you can use that input to show the result. Now, as I will get the answer stored in the pre-existing answer block, let's go to control, and here I'm going to use this if block. You will see there is a block addition at the top, which means that this block can be added at the bottom of any other block. Now this is having a diamond shape kind of a thing. So in real programming also, this diamond shape represents that this is kind of a condition that needs to be checked. So I'm going to use this section over here. For that, let's go to operator and let's try to use the equals to sign. So the logic here is that if the user is saying we are learning Python or we are learning Scratch, we should get an answer as correct. Now, as we know that this answer of the ask block will be stored in answer block here. So I'm going to attach it over here, and the correct answer should be Python or Scratch. So here, let's say we are learning Scratch. Now, when the user enters Scratch, then only we will print a message. Now, to print a message or display any message on the screen, you will be using say block. So let's write here correct. Now, once that is done, let's see how it goes. I have only used the if condition, which is going to check only once. So what language are we learning? So if I enter Scratch, it says correct. But what if I enter any other answer? So let's say Python. It's not going to print anything because we haven't given it any other option. It is only going to give us one result because we have only given one option here. What if I can give it another option? Like if the user is not entering Scratch, maybe Python, they should say maybe wrong or right. So for that, we use another block with if, which is known as else. So it is like you are standing at a crossroad and now you wanted to decide whether to go on the left or go on the right. So if there is no way ahead of that crossroad, you are going to either move left or right. Now, how exactly you can do that logic over here? Just go here in the if else condition, and I'm going to use the same block over here. And this time I will simply write another condition that will say wrong. Because here we are not learning Python in Scratch. So here I'm going to enter the message saying, let's say Python. And if you press enter, wrong. This is how your condition is being checked with the help of this if block. And once the condition is true or false, we are getting the answer. This is how the condition is working. Now we are basically using this Scratch, right? Now let's try to do the same thing on the Python platform. So now we are going to create a new project over here. Let's enter the title saying if statement. If statement, select the language, which is going to be Python, and console, of course, and let's create it. I'm going to do the same task over here, but in the text format. So I'm going to reduce the size a little bit because we don't need it yet. Here we go. Now, we don't need an event. I can right away create a variable named as answer, and there I can ask the user to input what language are we learning. So we have a question, and now I'm going to save this answer. Now how exactly are we going to write it here? We will be using if answer is equals to, make sure you are using double equals to because it is known as equality operator. Here, Scratch does not have any concern with single equals to because it is a block-based coding. But here, Python is really strict. There is a difference between a single equals to and double equals to. For single equals to means you are assigning a value like x is equals to 10, y is equals to 12. So it's assignment operator. Whereas double equals to means equality operator because it is going to help you check that whether the value stored inside the answer variable is equal to the value on the right hand side or not. Same thing is happening here. Now let's say Scratch. So Scratch is a string, so that's why I really need to write it like this. Now once that will be done, I'm going to use print and let's say correct. Now if it is wrong, what if I'm entering Python? So in that case, we are going to say print. Let's say wrong here. Scratch is equals to, so when the user will enter Scratch here, we are learning on Python. So that's where I'm going to place it saying it is going to be wrong. And if the user is entering Python, we would say correct. So it is not compulsory to write the right situation in the first if block. You can write it in the else block also. Totally up to you. Depends on your code requirement. Now let's hit run and see how it goes. I'm going to enlarge this one over here. Let's hit the button. And what language are we learning? So if I enter Python, that's what we are learning. It's going to print correct for me. Now if I run it again and right here, Scratch, it's going to print wrong. That makes complete sense. Like I said, two equal signs are here for the comparison, not for the assignment. Now, we are going to talk about more in this, which is going to help me understand more about. Now, what if you have multiple conditions? You only had two conditions over here. Sorry, you had only one condition over here. With that condition, you had two options. What if you have multiple conditions and multiple options and you have to choose only one at a time? In this case, you can also have if else condition where you can actually write some more extra conditions over here. Now, let's say that we are going to do this using a quiz game in the next video. Make sure you stay tuned. Make sure you revise this one portion first and then we will move to the next concept of elif and then we will create a mini project which is going to be a quiz game. So stay tuned.